I'm definitely guilty of being one of the world's biggest hypocrites a lot of the time when it comes to content creation. This is Alfie, and this is our ball ritual. It is incredibly naive to think that all of your social media posts are going to do really well. And in fact, like most things in life, there has to be a massive element of course correction. You have to look what works and what doesn't. You have to try new things out. In fact, without trying new things out, you can't see what works. And without trying things out, you can't see what doesn't work. And every time a post does well, we get an essential bit of feedback, which allows us to know what to double down on and what to avoid. But if you're like me, you celebrate the ones doing well and you take the ones that don't do well very personally. Feel like a bit of a failure, you carry it around with you all day, and all it takes is for a couple neggy comments. It can quite literally throw you off for almost like the whole day. So there's an exercise that I'm trying, and it doesn't work all the time, but I'm really making a conscious effort to try and get this, to make myself feel better. That's it. It's not even necessarily going to make your content do better. It's just going to make you feel better, and it's this. Just before you send a post out, ask yourself, how well is this going to do? Because you're a better judge of this than you think. And be real with yourself. Be like, okay, I think this one's got potential to do really well. Or be real with yourself and say, do you know what? I actually don't think this one's going to go that big, get that many views, because it's more centered around education or something niche. Especially when you're making niche content, you need to be real with yourself and go, out of the population, only a small percentage are even going to vibe with this. Cool. You have to make a physical note, not a mental note, a physical note. You've got to write it down. You've got to write down the title of your video or whatever the concept is and say to yourself, how well is this going to do? And then what's going to happen is this. When that video is a 9 out of 10 on YouTube, or when that video only gets half the amount of views that your usual post gets, you go back to that and you say to yourself, look, before posting this, I knew it wasn't going to go viral. I knew it wasn't going to have a massive impact. I was testing something out. I was trying something out. And although it sounds oversimplified, it makes you feel so much better about it. Case in point, this week, I had to announce to people that I'd invested in Manual, a UK-based TRT company. And I knew I was going to get some shit. Because come to think of it, we got so much abuse when we launched New Tonic. So I was like, if bringing out a productivity drink is going to get people to hate us, partnering with a UK TRT clinic, but I didn't do the exercise I told you to. I just kind of put it out there, and then the comments come in, they're negative. I think I've lost like 1,000 YouTube subs. But the thing is, if I just said to myself, James, last week, how do you think the video is going to go? I would have laughed and gone, do you know what? I'm probably going to get a bit of abuse. I'm probably going to lose a couple thousand YouTube subs. I probably would have said 5,000. If I'd only done that and written it down, I could look back on it today and go, do you know what? We're actually tracking ahead. We're actually doing a bit better than expected. But because I didn't do it, the last couple of days I've been in the worst mood. Because as a creator, you always try and mitigate the amount of abuse that you're going to get from people. And if you're a creator that doesn't take anything to heart, well, you're a fucking psychopath. And I kind of bit gutted now that I didn't do that sooner, because I could have made this whole scenario feel a lot better. Because this is the issue we have, right? Humans have a negativity bias. We will remember bad news better than good news. We are more drawn to negative stories than positive stories. We feel the psychological pain of losses much, much more than the equivalent gain. So for instance, if I was walking here with Alf and we were to find $10 on the floor, it would make me a 5 out of 10 happy. But if I was here with Alfie and I lost $10, I'd be a 10 unhappy. We're weird human beings, the way we psychologically are attached to things. And when people unsubscribe, they're just saying, do you know what? I'm not really interested in what you're selling anymore. But then off the back of it, I look, we've nearly got 1,000 people in the Facebook group for the TRT community, which is insane. We're on track to have one of the biggest community groups for men's health in the UK within a week of launching. But all I can think about is the abusive comments and people that don't understand what it is, or people that I wouldn't give time to in real life. I'm letting them affect me and ruin my day. And my life is good, look. So when you're next creating content, think to yourself, okay, am I trying out something new? Is it a different hook? Is it a different setup? Is it a different subject? Is it something that potentially could react better, or is it something that could potentially react worse? Am I expecting this to be the best performing video of the week? And if not, just make a note of it. Because then when the video doesn't perform, you're like, do you know what? That's exactly what I predicted. When the video doesn't bring you any clients, you go, exactly. And maybe if you lose a couple of subs, you go, well, I did say I was going to try something out that could rub people the wrong way. And what you're doing here is you're not benefiting your socials, you're not benefiting your sales structure, you're not benefiting much apart from your mental health, which is a pretty tricky part, because you can please 98% of the world. They give you a double tap, but you don't really feel a double tap. It doesn't really impact you. When you look at likes on a comment, you can't quantify 200 likes or 1,000 likes or 20,000 likes, but you can quantify a shitty comment. You can make it real. You can start to understand. You start to paint it out in your mind and think that everyone hates you for it. Try that out. Let me know how you go. And the next time a post flops, you could look in the mirror and go, exactly as I thought it was going to be. If you found this video helpful, you'll probably love this one because the geniuses at YouTube reckon that's one that you should definitely watch. All right, if you want to work with me, I'll put some links in the description. You know the rules. Back to the dog throw. Dog throw? Ball throw for the dog.